Eu sempre tive sonho de começar uma escola.
I always had a dream of starting a school in the church. I understand that the seminaries are important, but the church is the best place for a new pastor to learn and train. Inside of the church is like training a doctor. New doctors have to study and work inside of a hospital. This school was a dream that I had, and by God's grace, it is now a reality.
In 2011, I was invited on a trip with another organization that was doing pastoral training in Brazil, partnering with First Baptist Church of Atibaia. I was coming to learn and observe what they were doing, but while I was on the trip, one of the leaders of the church approached me and asked, "Do you know any organization that starts schools?" To which I replied, "Yes, we do." And so a plan was hatched to start a church-based seminary under the authority of the local church, with an emphasis on good theological training, expositional preaching, and the character development of the people who are coming in. This was going to be a seminary that the church in Brazil at First Baptist Church of Atibaia was going to spend a significant amount of time and money investing into. 2 years later, that school was started, and now we have seen graduates, men who have gone on to pastoral ministry and who are now shepherding God's people around Brazil.
The partnership with TLI brings us credibility in theological education. Being one local church within the context of Brazil, people perhaps could question whether we have the academic credibility. TLI brings us that credibility with good teachers who have master's and doctorate degrees and are well qualified as theological educators.
We believe that pastoral formation is our responsibility as a local church. So we want to involve the students within the life of the local church throughout their 3 to 4 years with us while they do their Master of Divinity degree. And we focus on 3 areas. The big area is ministry. So each student is going to be doing a pastoral internship, 20, 25 hours a week or even more, where they're experiencing pastoral ministry side by side with more experienced pastors. We're also going to invest in their character development. So each student is going to be mentored by another pastor. They're also, of course, going to be involved in deep study with academic excellence. And thankfully, we have the support of Training Leaders International, who sends us qualified teachers to help us out with that. And we also have our own staff that administer classes and also teachers that we invite from around Brazil. And our academic course is a 100-credit MDiv with a strong emphasis in biblical exposition and exegesis.
The biggest form of consequentialism is called what?
Precisei ser treinado pela IPPIBA por causa.
To develop and improve my knowledge of the Bible and my ability to preach, I had to be trained. There is no better place than EPPIBA to get this training and ministry experience. And because of my training at the seminary, now I'm starting to see its fruit in the work we do here at the church.
Atualmente eu tenho trabalhado juntamente.
I was looking for a place where I could find sound doctrine and good theology while being mentored at the same time. And I found that here. It really changed my life because it is here that I learned how to mentor people. And I've been doing that now at my job at a ministry in the northeast part of the country.
No Ministério Pastoral.
So my hope and dream for the school is to make a lasting impact in local churches in Brazil, and by God's grace even throughout the Portuguese-speaking world and the world. We minister to small cohorts of men, deeply invest in their lives for 3 to 4 years. But that multiplies over time. We've already sent out 10 men, graduating another 5 this year. Lord willing, in a couple of years, another 5 or 6 will be leaving us. And as we think about where that's going to be in 10, 15, 20 years, there could be dozens, maybe even hundreds of churches impacted through the lives of our graduates.
My dream is that this school will grow, not necessarily in numbers, but in quality. The partnership with TLI is helping us reach that goal.
Valor inestimável.
We at TLI are so excited to be part of this school plant in Brazil, where we have a trusted partner who's investing in men to be pastors in places where they're needed most.
What most excites me is that we can supply the church in Brazil with men who have godly character, who are biblical expositors that are faithful and are well equipped to pastor the local church. Only God knows what that's going to mean to this country in terms of the salt and the light that's provided to an entire country.